All right, guys. Today we're ranking social media advice that will never grow your business. Tier list. So S being the worst possible advice that you could do on social media, worst possible thing you could do on social media, to F won't help you either, but it's not as bad. But this is advice that is common and popular everywhere on the internet. So let me save you a bunch of stress and pain now by helping you rank these. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, let's start off with F. All right. Just recreate viral formats. All right. So the reason why this is not terrible, but it won't grow your page is because viral formats without intention or being deliberate won't do anything for your business or brand. Let's say you're selling fitness coaching, but you see a viral format that looks cool in fitness, but doesn't align with your specific brand, it won't grow your page. Or worse, you go and copy a viral format that has nothing to do with your niche and you just go post it thinking it's gonna do something. A lot of times, the reason why something goes viral has a lot to do why it's aligned with that person. So if you're just copying viral formats and it has nothing to do with your actual business, let me make sure you guys can see this, and it has nothing to do with your actual business, it's not gonna help you. All right. So don't just recreate viral formats, recreate viral formats and make them better. If you don't make it better, if you don't put your expertise in it, it won't matter. The second is the F tier. This is not terrible advice. This is going to get worse and worse as we go up. Batch record content. This used to be good. This wasn't, like a year ago, this was a great idea. But the problem with social media now is if you are making a bunch of content without studying in between, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna have a bank of content that you're gonna have to refilm or redo because something changes. Let's say you want to make 30 videos, right, for the month, right? Your business, okay, I'm gonna film 30 videos. I want to grow my brand. You film 30 videos, you do it all one way, and then after 5 or 10 videos, you realize, oh shit, I messed up my delivery, or I had this, or I had that. I think it's a lot better to film week by week so you can analyze. You want to be able to test 1 to 3 formats, especially if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, this is advice that's golden for you. If you want to be able to test 1 to 3 formats that is going to work on your page, 1 to 3 formats that you can recreate. When I say formats, social media is made around formats, meaning there are certain styles that do well, right, continuously. Q&A formats, you have quick cuts, you have micro vlogs, you have talking heads, right? You have day in the lives, like stuff like that. Those are formats. So you want to test formats consistently and see what works. If you're just filming a whole month of content all at once, well, guess what? You're not gonna have a chance to test a bunch of formats. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna maybe do 1 or 2, and then you might realize that after a month, only one of those stick. Opposed to if you test them weekly, you can figure out what's the better thing to adjust and cut out as fast as possible. All right. Next, let's go D tier. This is advice that is a little bit worse. All right. So this is not going to ruin your career, but it's going to be a lot more harmful than anything else. So let's go this one. D tier. Put the best hashtags on your posts. Guys, hashtags are not going to do anything for you, right? The only thing that hashtags are going to do, and this was in the past. These are most of the C, D, and F tier is outdated advice, like advice that worked in the past that's not working right now. Hashtags used to work maybe when Instagram was a picture-based profile, type of like company. But now, like, hashtags are not going to do anything. They have AI that is literally encoded within content to read it and then label it and put it in a category. You putting hashtags in your videos won't do nothing. Hashtags can help you find better content because what they do is they put the hashtag for you. So like Instagram will go, or any of these platforms will, like, they categorize content. So it's easier for people to find it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to grow your page. So I wouldn't waste my energy trying to put the best hashtags. It's not going to do anything. All right. And the next one, add trending audio to your video. Trending audio in itself is not going to do anything as well. Trending audio is like Audio that goes viral is because of the sound. People try to recreate it. But if you are a brand or a business, trending audio won't do much for you. Right? This is mostly for like music brands or something like that. If you're not a music or like an artist, it's not, what is it going to do? It's not going to do anything, right? You make a video and you put a trending audio. Now, a million people are going to see it. No, it's not. A lot of the trending advice, especially like trending audio, it's mostly gimmicky. It won't do nothing for you. It's going to just, it sounds good, but in terms of growing your page, it won't do anything. All right, now let's get to C tier advice. Go live more often, right? Now this tier is advice that is very, very controversial. Like some people will live by it. Some people won't. But I'm gonna tell you why it's not useful for you. All right. Go live more often. I'm somebody who's been live so many times. And I'm telling you, going live, if you are a beginner, has nothing to do. It doesn't do anything for you. Right? Unless you're gonna go on Twitch, on these streaming platforms and go live, which is the only way. That's like the format of the site. It doesn't do nothing for you on Instagram. It doesn't do much for you on YouTube if you're a beginner. If you already have some status, if you have already built an audience, then going live is helpful, right? But just going live thinking it's gonna bring you a bunch of eyeballs, no, it won't. If you're going live on a YouTube account that is brand new, nobody's gonna see it. If you're going live on a TikTok, it might help you. TikTok is the only platform that will help you, but I don't think TikTok is where you should build your brand, because TikTok is filled with a bunch of kids. And unless you're doing e-commerce where you're selling products on live, if you're trying to just build a personal brand, I don't think TikTok is the best platform. And we could do another tier list based on platforms, but going live is not going to do much for you unless you're trying to sell products live. And that'll be on TikTok. But on Instagram and YouTube, which are the two other big platforms, it's not going to do anything. Do it when you've already established yourself. All right. The next one that is C tier is repost the same video to all platforms. The reason why this worked in the past, and it's advice that you hear a lot, is because, yes, if something worked on a platform, chances that it works on other platforms can be high. But the difference today is this. This is what's going on. A lot of these platforms are they see that a lot of content is being reposted. So they actually hinder the post that just repost. There are a lot of AI tools that let you just repost videos, and these platforms are not stupid. They're worth billions of dollars. So they want platforms that keep users on their platform. So you have to readjust the content. You have to package it differently. If you have a video that does well on YouTube, package it in a way that would do better on Instagram. Package it in a way that would do better on TikTok, right? We coach our brands to make specific content for each platform because we know that platforms like what they like. I tell all our businesses, you got to film these kind of videos for YouTube, film these kind for TikTok, film these kinds for Instagram. Not just, I'm gonna just make one video and then just throw it up. That can work, but you're missing out on so much that, like, you can take that same video, recreate the hook, film in a different style, repackage it a different way, and it does 10x more the views on a different platform, right? Or just taking it and just reposting it. Okay, that's just the lazy way of trying to build a brand. You got to make content specifically for each platform. I think the better thing to do, okay, I'm gonna film these videos for TikTok, these videos for YouTube, these videos for Instagram, and you're strategic about it, right? You're strategic about it. Next, B tier. Do collabs to grow fast, guys. And you will see this as advice that happens a lot. Everybody thinks that collaboration is the key to success. Collabs won't do anything for you if you're a small account or if the account that you're collabing with doesn't perfectly align with your brand. And a lot of the times when you do collabs, yes, their audience sees your stuff. Like I said, you guys collab, but they might still just look at you as like, oh, he's just somebody that he's a friend of this person. It doesn't mean that you're just gonna just borrow their authority. This kind of advice is only good when you are popular. A lot of advice that's keeping business owners, brands stuck is that they're taking advice from people who've already made it and thinking that advice is gonna help them. I built my social media platforms to over 2 million followers. On my main YouTube, 600K. Instagram, 600K. Right? TikTok, 900K. I'm telling you, I didn't need to do collabs to grow that. Collabs you are much better off as you're growing, trying to grow, build your name, and then when you do collab, it becomes exponential. But if you're just trying to collab just to collab, or let me just get on this person's stuff, that works for streaming. That doesn't work for building a brand in terms of business and social media. You got to be careful which kind of advice you're taking. And the next one, copy big creators. Listen, copying big creators is B tier terrible advice because big creators can get away with a lot more than you. It's much better to copy smaller creators. If you don't already have, let's say, 100,000 followers on a social media platform, just copying a big creator that has like 1 million followers and you trying to recreate their video is so stupid because that person can throw up a shit video and they still get 200,000 views because the people just like them. They've built enough authority with their audience that a bad post for them is 200K. Or they do a new style that catches their audience off guard and it gets a bunch of views, but you think, oh, that's the strategy I need to go copy. No. It's much better if you're starting off, or even if you're just mid-tier in terms of social media. Like I would say mid-tier is like 100K and down. Beginner is 0 to 10K, right? Mid-tier is 100K. If you're 0 to 10K, you need to be copying other people, other creators who are around the same realm. Don't copy nobody more than 100K followers and see what videos stood out. You want to look for outliers. Outlier videos that stand out, right, on small creators platforms. So that means that their audience had nothing to do with that virality. That was just a good video. Take that and then you recreate it with your own niche, your own brand, your own voice. Okay? Listen, if you want some help with this, if you are a beginner or you have a business idea, like you already have an established business or you want to create your business and you want us to come in and explain to you how content works, teach you like what we offer at Scale the Brand, my business, is we come in, we optimize, we script, right? And all you have to do is show up and film. All right, we work with several brands. Like I'm gonna put a link in the description and the pinned comments. Check out our testimonials. See some businesses that we've helped grow. I also have a playlist right here on YouTube of our case studies, right? Check that out. If you want to take your business to the next level, you don't want to have to figure all this out on your own. You don't want to have to spend 2 or 3 years going through terrible advice on the internet to try to eventually grow. You want us to just come in and help you out. Link in the description, pin comments, book your demo, and let's see if we can help you out. All right? So don't copy big creators, copy smaller creators so you can find outliers that can perform well with you. All right. The last 2 tiers, A tier and S tier. S tier is going to be the worst advice possible on the internet. A tier is very, very close to it. Let's get it. All right. First one, focus on one platform. Let me see this. Focus on one platform only. I've heard this advice from so many big creators because that's how they started. Once again, you got to be able to differentiate what worked in the past versus what worked now. When I started social media, I started making content in 2018. I was on social media before social media became very, very popular. Social media didn't get really, really popping until after, like during COVID. When everybody was at home, stuck, couldn't go anywhere, that's when social media went like this. I started right before that. I have seen the transitions. When I started on YouTube only. I wasn't even posting anywhere else. It wasn't until 2020 that I got on TikTok. Right? Focusing on one platform is detrimental because here's why. As if you're trying to build omnipresence, which is what content is about, right? You have to be testing on all platforms. All you have to do is recreate and find what's going to work on that platform and make those videos. The goal is to try to build yourself up, create as much presence as possible. If you're focusing on one platform, like now you have a bottleneck. Now you have key man risk for a platform. If that platform gets taken away, you're fucked. If all your leads are coming from one platform, you're fucked. You will do better having omnipresence. Okay, I know I can't just repost what I post on YouTube to Instagram, but I'm going to work on every platform and figure out what the right formula is. So as I grow, I'm not relying on just one platform. We have a software, you're a business owner, you probably may be familiar with this, but we have a software that we use in our business called Hyros, right? That we can track and see, right, where leads are coming from. And leads come from everywhere. We have leads coming from YouTube. We have leads coming from Instagram. We have leads coming from email. Like you can't, and here's the thing, right? Google came out with a study that said a customer has to go through, I believe, 7 different touch points. 7 different touch points to be able to make a buying decision. Guess how you're going to get them to go through 7 different touch points? Is it by being on one platform? Not saying it can't work, but now with social media, it is terrible advice for you to start on one platform and only work on that platform. Or worse, start on one platform and only focus on one type of content. You have to have a dedicated strategy, because you're not competing with, it's not beginner level social media anymore. The brands and businesses you're competing with, they have full media teams. The Hermosis, the Gary V's, they have 30-person media teams. So, and content is very binary. Either it's good or it's not. The social media platforms don't care that you're a beginner. They're comparing your content with the best content out there. Whose videos are they going to show more? So everybody's not starting off at an even playing field. No, it's not even. It's not equal. So you can't sit up here and be like, oh, well, they should treat me fairly because I'm a beginner. They don't give a fuck. Your videos are good or not. These people are spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on a media team. You think your ass gonna focus on one channel and build a sustainable brand with social media? You're joking. You're gonna be hurt. Next, pay bigger pages for shout outs. Terrible advice. Don't pay, and I've done this. I can tell you this because I've done it. I have done this even as a bigger page. I've experimented because I can't give advice if I haven't done it, right? Even with 700,000 followers, right? I've sat there and let me see if I can pay this big page to post my content on their stuff. Here's the problem with this advice. If you're a smaller page, nobody knows who you are. I had a supplement company come to us and they were telling us about they wanted to create a creatine in a drink. And they wanted to create a creatine in the drink and they wanted to pay influencers to promote their product without having a core brand. When you try to go the paid route without having a core brand, what ends up happening is you're just getting a bunch of, nobody knows you for something specific. They're not following you because they want to, right? They may be following you because they saw your page on this, but it's going to be surface level commitment to you. You want to create a cult-like following. You can have a social media platform with 2, 3, 4, 5,000 followers printing money. You don't need hundreds of millions of followers. You don't need that. It would be great to have it, but you can make money as a brand, as a business, without needing a massive following. You want the people who follow you to follow you for a reason. So if you're paying bigger pages for shoutouts, right? Who are you sure that audience aligns with you specifically? Even if they're in the same niche, are you sure that they like your content? That's what made them follow. You want people to like your content, binge it, and want to follow you so they can consume more. All right, this also goes into like the giveaways. This is like paying bigger pages. I'm gonna just add this one as a bonus, right? The paying for giveaways is so dumb, so dumb, right? Oh, I'm gonna join a giveaway to grow my following. What that's gonna do? It's gonna give a bunch of people that follow you because they heard that if they followed you, they had a chance to win the giveaway. Surface level followers. I have a friend of mine who built a following of 80,000 followers like this, and they don't buy a goddamn thing from him. He was doing a bunch of giveaways and all this shit, and they ain't buying nothing. 80,000 followers, they ain't buying a goddamn thing. You don't want to build an audience that is surface level. You want to build a cult-like following. All right? And lastly, S tier. Pay for followers to make your page look credible. I've heard this so many times. I'm just starting out, Fit. Why don't I just pay for a boost? Why don't I just, pay? Let me give somebody money to make my page look good. Terrible advice. Here's why this is bad advice. Like I said in the beginning, these social media platforms are not stupid. It's their business. So you go pay for somebody to put a bunch of fake followers on your page to look good. Automatically, right? Your page is out of the algorithm. The friend I just told you about that got like 80,000 followers is exactly what happened to him. You are not going to get any more organic reach. It's over. Organic reach is what's going to help you grow that cult-like following, because you make content that's good. People watch it. They like it. Now, that specific platform rewards you for posting more. When you pay for followers, they automatically look at your account as a spam. You 1,000% are going to get banned. You're going to get your page removed more than likely. And there's nothing for you. You're better spending that money in the content that you're creating, so it's better. All right. And then the second, run ads to your account to grow. The reason why this is not good as well is because same thing applies. You're trying to spend money. You're trying to basically like speed run growth. You're trying to speed run building a brand. And a brand is a long-term thing. If you think ads are going to make people just like, love, and trust you, it's not going to happen. You have to connect to them. And what's funny about the whole ads thing is the people you're going to pay money to run ads to, they also have social media. Do you guys understand that? Like, this is my whole deal with people and ads. Oh, I want to run ads to my page to grow. It's one thing to run ads if you're a business that is established and you're trying to run ads to your offer. But if you're trying to run ads for just building a brand so you can convert that organic audience, those same people have social media. Facebook, Meta, Google, they're just, especially Meta, they're showing the ad you're running, they're showing it on their social media account. And it's coming across as sponsored. What do you think is going to make them want to like you, trust, follow you more? A sponsored post, not saying you can't do those for an offer, but in terms of growth, what you want is you want this to happen organically. You want them to find your content, like it, binge it, and continue to watch it. All right? This is how you grow on social media, guys. This is terrible advice. All of these advice are not going to help you grow whatsoever. So don't do them. Hope this saved you guys some time, some energy, some mistakes. Once again, if you guys want some help, right, you don't want to have to go through the social media journey on your own. You're a business owner, right? Maybe you've been running ads to grow your business. That's the only thing that you've been using to make money. Listen, I made over 7 figures just from social views, just from social media content, right? That ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club Award, that was all organic for our business. And we did that within 2 years, all right? Built a massive following on social media, and we're now helping businesses do the same. So if you want some help, you want us to come in, script, edit, we want to place an editor into your offer, all you have to do, man, is show up. We tell you what to say on camera, right? We align it with your niche. We find content that's going to align with your strengths. And all you have to do is show up, film, right? 1 to 2 hours a month, and you're good. And your business you're building this. You do this the right way without avoiding all these mistakes, and you focus on being what you're good at. All right. So if you want to learn more about that, we have a free demo, right? All you have to do is click the link in the description or pin comments. Click the link, see our testimonials, book a call, see what this can look like for you and your business, right? So you avoid these mistakes and actually grow your brand. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll get back with you guys next time.